Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you. Another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks. Sampler V series reviews I've been doing for a little while now. Go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, and folks, I'm gonna talk about stuff. I'm gonna let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not gonna lie. I really want these to be good, but I am also going to go into this with realistic expectations given my previous encounters with this particular establishment. We'll get to that. Folks, it's a super simple format. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm going to yam around about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck. And whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I'm wearing a super cool shirt. Folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing today, folks? Well, boom, it's my The Black Terror shirt. Which, if you are unfamiliar with The Black Terror, I wouldn't be entirely surprised. You definitely have to move in some pretty nerdy circles to be familiar with him. He is a superhero from the golden age of comic books. And I mean, we're talking like the old, like, World War II era kind of stuff. He's been around for a really long time. I couldn't tell you who created him off the top of my head. I at least casually knew the idea, but, or at least I don't know. Comic books in those days were, a lot of times you would have, like, writers and artists who wouldn't even accredit themselves, or, like, they would go under a different name because it wasn't seen as being really, like, respectable work. And, of course, now it's like, well, it's a multi-billion-dollar industry, so ha 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 ha. But yeah, Black Terror, he's, like I say, he's a Golden Age superhero. I'm a big fan of his whole thing. He's had various different incarnations since then. He's a public domain character. Anybody can use him for, pretty much anything. And I don't know, man, he just, especially for the time, like he just has such a cool look, and I don't know, man. I always thought he was pretty neat. First time I saw him, I was like, that's pretty cool. But anyway, what am I trying for you today, folks? What are we doing here? Why am I, like, kind of positive, but kind of... Because, folks, we headed back to, boom, Sonic, and these specifically are their mozzarella cheese sticks. Now, I love mozzarella cheese sticks. I reviewed some mozzarella cheese sticks from Charlie's Cheese Sticks a little while back. Go watch that review. I don't hate Sonic by any stretch of the imagination, but I found them to be very, very mid. They have some stuff that are pretty decent, but a lot of their stuff is kind of... So, let's go ahead. Let's do a thing. Can we do a thing with the thing so that it looks kind of good? Probably not. The bag is just too big. Here's what we're going to do. Sure. It also comes with marinara sauce, of course, so I'm going to try one just by itself. We'll go from there. I mean, it doesn't look terrible. Like, it's got, like, little herbs and stuff, so... Not nearly gooey enough on the inside. Yeah. That's kind of mildly warm. I mean, to be fair, I did go over there and do a review before this. I did one of their Sonic Red Bull Rechargers. But I mean, like, that only took me, like, maybe 10 minutes or so? So it's, like, not like these things have been sitting for a long time. Yeah. So, gooiness factor of the cheese. I mean, I'll try to be, but... The flavor isn't terrible. Like, the actual mozzarella cheese, I mean, it's not anything close to top quality, but it's, it has a good flavor to it. The exterior has a nice crunchiness to it, which, depending, in this instance, I'll give it to them. If I was talking about, like, a proper, like, sit-down place or something with, like, proper, really, nice mozzarella cheese sticks, you don't necessarily want that crispiness, you know. In those instances, you almost want the things to just be falling apart and oozing out, you know. But in something like this, especially for fast food, it's like, no, it kind of makes more sense to have it, you know, have a little bit more structural integrity since you're probably going to be eating in the car. I mean, they're not bad. I don't have any huge points against them. Like, they just kind of run into the same problem that I've run into with Sonic before, which is, again, like, they're just kind of mid. But I will say, I've had way worse mozzarella cheese sticks from fast food locations. I have also had better, which again kind of puts them in the mid section. But I think overall I am, I'm going to say fairly-ish favorable towards these. Like, they're not bad. Not as good as, like, maybe White Castle. I think they have some of the best mozzarella cheese sticks you can get. But, yeah, these are perfectly fine. But, marinara. Apparently, this is made by Sonic Industries, so this is their marinara sauce. So, let's try out the marinara. Because that could be a huge game changer, for sure. Pros and cons. It's a little bit lighter of a marinara than I've had from some places. Some places the marinara is really thick, you know, like it's almost like a, you know, like just a proper red sauce. Whereas with this, it's definitely like a fast food marinara. It's a little bit more watery. I don't know if I want to say watery. It's not as thick. And the flavor, it has like actually an okay tomato flavor, but it almost reminds me a little bit of like a cocktail sauce, like with kind of the tanginess that it has. But, you know, let's try it with the thing. It's not bad, but it's, you know. I mean, it works nice with the mozzarella sticks. And not like I didn't expect it to. It's marinara sauce and mozzarella sticks. But it does a good job of coating the stick because again, it's maybe not as thick, so you're not kind of scooping it. You know, you're just kind of dunking it and letting it do its thing. So it gets a decent job, you know, coating it. And when it's paired with the cheese and everything, that tomato and cheese obviously works really well. Yeah. You know what? I'm going to give it to him. I think this is one of those instances where the outcome is better than the sum of its parts. Because the mozzarella sticks are okay. I would give them maybe slightly better than average. Maybe not a full-on C+, but like hinging on that C+, maybe, you know, just like maybe a couple points away. Marinara sauce, honestly, maybe a little bit, again, kind of below, maybe not a proper C-, but again, kind of, but you put them together and, like, they pair well, you know, I mean, it's an instance where I think that they got the right marinara sauce for the right mozzarella sticks. Would it be better with better marinara? Probably, but I do think that they do a good job of working together. Now all that said, 2 questions have to be asked. Would I get him again? Would I recommend him? Yeah, maybe under certain circumstances, and sure-ish. Here's the thing. I don't typically go to Sonic unless I'm going to review stuff. If I were just going through Sonic, though, I would maybe get these again. It wouldn't be a thing. I wouldn't go out of my way for them. You know, like, I'm not going to go to Sonic for these. They're definitely nowhere near good enough for that. But if I was going through Sonic, yeah, I could go with them. They're fully competent, if not anything particularly remarkable, mozzarella cheese sticks. They're good in their own way, you know? So for me, that's kind of where I fall at it. If I'm recommending it, it's sort of the same kind of logic. It's like, should you go out of your way for them? No. Should they be your favorite? Probably not. But they will get the job done. Like, they're way better than some of the ones that I've had in the past, even if, again, they're not as good as some of the other ones I've had in the past. So it kind of follows, again, just sort of that similar trend. I do think that they work best with the mozzarella, or with the marinara sauce, though. I think that's when they're at their penultimate. Whereas some mozzarella cheese sticks, man, you just want them to just be by themselves because they're just that good. These aren't that good, but they work well with the sauce. Anyway, 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of the week, monumental rest of the month, stupendous rest of your folks. Go over there, have yourselves a truly proper mozzarella cheese sticks tastic rest of your life. These mozzarella cheese sticks are just wonderful, man. Again, they're one of those like pretty much perfect foods, in my opinion. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity to the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do can't do all the time. I know I can't do all the time. Here's what you do, folks. You try not to be an asshole. Folks, not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes. And when we deal with those situations in our lives, it's important we go over there, take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholeness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, maybe you're going to go over there, maybe there's like some spot that has like mozzarella sticks that I'm unaware of where it's like, look, if you go over there and you go to like, I don't know, if you go to McDonald's on like the second Tuesday of the month and you ask for Hank will go over there and hook you up with the McDonald's mozzarella cheese. Why haven't they done that? Like almost every fast food place has had some iteration of them. Burger King has them. They're not good, but they have them. Why hasn't, you could like call them like the McMozzarella sticks or some shit. I don't know. But maybe I get to talking with Hank. Maybe I go over there and I do a review on it, but then it turns out, it's a secret item. So now I've got like McDonald's agents coming after me, and I end up in an interrogation chair with a black bag, pull it off, and there it is. It's Ronald McDonald, and then I'm never seen again. Don't do that to your good buddy Brandon. I like being alive. Or conversely, I mean, hey, if you do have any real, proper mozzarella cheese stick recommendations or something, shout them out. Anyway, bye.